Let's talk about this. Guys, fast topic, another fast topic. Blizzard. Let's go over Blizzard. So Blizzard, as you guys are aware, has been are you getting GTA 6 on Steam, Hypnotic? Whenever it comes out, yeah, sure. A year or two from now, whenever it decides to come out on PC. And if it doesn't, well, guess I'm not playing GTA 6. What can I say? Guys, we are well aware of what Blizzard has been doing, okay, when it comes to the fighting against the private servers. You know, they've been going after private servers for a while now, at least for like the last like 6 months or so, maybe even a little longer than that, at least officially anyway, in terms of legal proceedings and stuff like that. But Blizzard is continuing to do even more. Like they're continuing to go after even more servers. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me every single day, 9 p.m. over on the main channel, where you can catch me live every single day, 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see every single one of you there. Now back to the main video. I think that, like, how do I want to put this? I think that it's going to get to a point where pretty much almost any major private server that you could think of is going to be targeted by Blizzard. I think that Blizzard wants to get all these guys to the point where they're fearful of being potentially sued, and get them to the point where they essentially just disappear or go quiet. So that way, when Blizzard does eventually announce whatever they got coming up, which is most likely some sort of Classic Plus World of Warcraft official, game mode or something like that. Whenever they announce it, they're gonna have basically nobody else stealing their thunder. I think that's I kind of think that's what it's at, right? So Blizzard continues to taking action against World of Warcraft private servers, as it's now pushing on with a lawsuit citing a large-scale, egregious, and ongoing infringement of its MMO RPG. Now, this is currently going against Project Ascension, but again, they're not the first one, and they're definitely not going to be the last, that's for sure. Everybody remembers Turtle WoW and how Turtle WoW ended up getting taken down. I think that, again, you guys know how I feel about private servers and how people just, I don't understand people's emotional like backlash when it comes to their private server getting taken down by a corporation that they're essentially stealing the IP from. However, I think this is a little bit overkill. I think at this point, you kind of made your point. I feel like you kind of made your point, but maybe they feel like it's really not about making a point. It's really about trying to silence everybody. I kind of think that's what it is. I think they're trying to silence everybody because they have their announcement coming at BlizzCon. Guarantee you, I don't remember exactly when BlizzCon is, but I guarantee you when BlizzCon comes, we're going to get the announcement for the next World of Warcraft, game mode or whatever. We're going to get the announcement for, World of Warcraft Classic Plus official, whatever the hell they want to call it. I think the code name right now is Camelot, but World of Warcraft Camelot or whatever that is. But yeah, they're definitely going to do it. Blizzard pursuing legal action against a private World of Warcraft server, Project Ascension, a server that isn't the first to face a lawsuit from the company. We already know about Turtle WoW with the cease and desist order and the official lawsuit and them losing. Project Ascension boasts a classless free-to-play take on the usual World of Warcraft formula with various game modes, custom rating, and much more. It's been around for a good few years, undeniably catching the eye of Blizzard. The company hadn't taken action against the private server for using its intellectual property until now, dubbing it an egregious violation on June 12th. The defendants have built an entire business on large-scale, egregious, and ongoing infringement of Blizzard's intellectual property. Its initial complaint from earlier this month reads, outlining how Project Ascension stands among the largest private WoW servers available today with its million or so players. Okay, so what they're really doing is they're going after the big boys. All right, they're going after the big boys. They're going after the ones that have millions of players, the ones that they can look to essentially blame for why their game probably has less players. They're trying to take down the biggest ones so that the smaller ones basically run away in fear. It's kind of what's going on, in my opinion. And these bigger servers, I don't think they even realize if letting you exist doesn't mean that they essentially give you permission. I think people forget that. People think that the longer they're allowed to exist on a private server, that is somehow Blizzard giving them permission to exist. That's not true at all. Blizzard's just like Blizzard's biding their time with, especially Microsoft now. They're biding their time and they're letting you essentially bury yourself by essentially creating a business around their IP by letting you get larger and larger in scale. And then when you're large enough, they'll take you down and take everything that you essentially worked on for making that particular server as big as it was. If you're just a small fry private server, they're not really going to care. You know, they're going to wait and see if you get big enough to be worth going after. Otherwise, they don't really give a shit. But the ones that have millions of players like this one and Turtle WoW especially, yeah, they give a shit about those. They definitely give a shit about those. A few days ago, Blizzard followed up with the summons request, and now the clock is ticking. As per the new request, the creators behind Project Ascension have 3 weeks to respond. A lawsuit has been filed against you. Within 21 days after service of the summons on you, not counting the day you received it, you must serve on the plaintiff an answer to the attached complaint or a motion. It concludes if you fail to respond, judgment by default will be entered against you for the relief demanded in the complaint. I don't even know if they're going to respond at this point. It would be really, really, really stupid of them not to respond. But at this point, I really don't know what they're going to do. If they do respond, they'll probably be like, hey, we're sorry, we'll stop. I would not be surprised if within the next month or so, we're probably going to have an announcement by Ascension that they're closing down. Kind of similar to Turtle WoW. Because remember, Turtle WoW, when they first responded, they tried to respond to Blizzard publicly. You don't want to do that, bro. They tried to respond to Blizzard publicly, and they're like, hey, Blizzard, we're willing to work with you. What the fuck do you mean you willing to work with? You're taking their game. They need to be the one that is willing to work with you, not the other way around. But, yeah, they tried to respond publicly, which I remember when they did that, I was like, dude, that's not going to end well. That is not going to end well, bro. You're trying to negotiate in the eyes of the public. You're trying to take the court. You're trying to take the court system and apply it to the public domain. Like that's not going to work, bro. Like you need to work on defending yourself in the court of law. But anyway, so all this begs the question: what's next for Project Ascension? They're getting shut down. There's no doubt about it. Will it face the same fate as Turtle WoW and Stormforge? Yes. Again, I don't mean to be so like straightforward with it, but that's just what it is. If you're playing on Ascension, just get ready to lose all your stuff because that's what's going to happen. Honestly, I can't see the server dodging Blizzard's legal wrath here, no matter how I spin it in my head, but I suppose only time will truly tell. Here's the problem with this, right? So like every single case that Blizzard wins in this regard only makes it easier for them to win the next case on the same exact thing. So they've already sued 2 other private servers and gotten them taken down. The third one is just going to be easier than the first one. And then the fourth one and the fifth one is just, this is going to be child's play at this point. They're going to have an entire legal history showing that multiple times it was voted in their favor, multiple times they were actually right to protect their own property and stuff like that. And no matter what people say, they really don't have a legal ground to stand on, unfortunately. So that's just what it is. Just ignore them. It'll be fine. Yeah, no, it won't. No, it won't. You don't want to, bro, ignoring essentially Microsoft. I know it's Blizzard, but you know what I'm saying? Like ignoring Activision, Blizzard, and Microsoft when they come at you with a summons. Yeah, it's not exactly going to go over very well. You can't ignore it. You got like the professional thing to do is to answer. Even if you plan to like say, okay, I'll take it down or whatever, like you still have to answer, you know? But yeah, I think it's pretty interesting overall. And it's unfortunate, but there's not much you can do about this, man. Blizzard is doing this to ramp up for BlizzCon. Straight up. Yeah, don't pull a Frogan. Exactly. Don't pull a Frogan. Blizzard is ramping up for BlizzCon. And I'm telling you right now, mark my words, there will be an announcement for some sort of World of Warcraft Classic Plus server. They're going to, whatever it's going to be called, it's going to be announced. And this is why they are taking all these private servers down. That's it. You're basically the useful idiots are no longer useful. So they use the private servers to gain ideas from. Let's be real. That's kind of the part of the reason why they let you guys stay around for so long. They let you guys do the brainstorming and they take your ideas and they put it in the official game and then they shut you down after the fact. That's what's going to happen here. I guarantee you a lot of what you see in the Classic Plus official World of Warcraft server is going to have a lot of what these private servers had. I promise you. It's going to be that way. So, anyway, we'll see how this goes. But, yeah, if you're playing on Ascension, I would probably kiss your stuff goodbye at this point. So.